I'm now joined from London by Kim Sharif, Director of the Organisation of Human Rights for Yemen. Kim, thanks so much for speaking to us on TRT World. Now, the port of Hudaida is Yemen's lifeline for aid. How will this attack impact a country that is already on the brink of starvation?
Well, I'm not exaggerating if I were to say that it would amount to a Holocaust, because according to UN figures, as you know, 8 million people are on the brink of famine, and Hudaida is the only lifeline for those people. Therefore, to attack the only lifeline is clearly intention to commit genocide on a very, very massive scale that has not happened in history at all. It's much worse than the Second World War. So far, 3 years, an illegal blockade has been imposed on Yemen, and that illegal blockade hasn't produced anything. They continue to claim that Iranians continue to be supplying weapons to Ansar Allah via Hudaida port. How come? Since they have a very strictly enforced blockade against that particular port. And the blockade itself is illegal, and they all know it. And for the past 3 years, there have been very, very serious crimes committed against the people of Yemen, thousands of war crimes, crimes against humanity, and simply genocide, because the Saudi-led coalition is there and says it openly, that is there to exterminate Houthis.
Okay.
And of course now it has upped the game to the extent where it's planning to commit Holocaust, and it's woe unto the international community that is failing to uphold the rights of the people of Yemen and the sovereign rights of the state of Yemen.
Okay, Kim, very strong words from you there describing what's happening there on the ground. Tell us, what is life like for civilians there, and what's being done by aid agencies like yourself to protect the civilians around that port area that we've heard is being attacked from all fronts?
Well, basically, life for civilians, as a direct result of this illegal blockade, we have a child under the age of 5 dying every 10 minutes. That amounts to roughly a figure of about 70,000 children under the age of 5 dying out of hunger and preventable diseases, entirely attributable to the illegal blockade. Of course, the entire country's infrastructure has been completely devastated, leading to the widespread of diseases such as cholera. Over 1 million people are affected. Diphtheria is rapidly spreading, and of course aid agencies themselves don't escape the evil attacks of the Saudi-led coalition. And as recently as a couple of days ago, Médecins Sans Frontières Center for Treatment for Cholera has been hit in Alps. That amounts to a very serious war crime, and people aren't speaking about that at all. They don't seem to be able to understand that the people of Yemen are human beings, and they are entitled to have their UN Charter rights and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights fully upheld. And woe unto an international community that claims to uphold core values such as rule of law and democracy, and goes into the Yemen aiding and abetting brutal dictators to stifle that democratic movement and commit untold amount of war crimes, genocide, and crimes against humanity.
Kim Sharif, thank you very much for speaking to us on TRT World.